All right, let's talk about AI-assisted coding. We're going to go beyond just getting a few lines of code here and there and really shift into a new way of thinking where you're the architect of the project. Let's jump in.
So, I bet a lot of you are already using AI to help you write code. You're using Copilot, maybe ChatGPT, you paste in an error message, ask for a quick function, and yeah, it feels kind of like magic, doesn't it?
But what if I told you there's a much more powerful, way more strategic way to use these tools? A method that takes you from just prompting for code to actually directing the entire project. You could be leaving so much value on the table. And this gets us to this idea that people are calling vibe coding. It's all about communicating your vision. You're not focused on the nitty-gritty syntax, you're focused on the high-level goal, the vibe, and you let the AI handle the details. Your most important skill is becoming clear communication. So to get really good at this, you need a playbook. And that's exactly what we're going to go through today. We're going to cover these essential best practices that will take your AI coding from simple little questions to building some really sophisticated stuff. And what's so great about this is that it's not some crazy complex system. The whole playbook really just boils down to 6 core rules. Once you get these down, you're going to see a fundamental change in the quality of the code you get back. Here they are. Just at a glance, we're going to talk about everything from giving your AI a specific job to defining what finished actually looks like. Think of this as your roadmap for the next few minutes. Okay, rule number 1, define the persona. This is so simple, but it is an absolute game changer. Instead of just talking to a generic chatbot, you're now talking to a specialist. When you start your prompt with something like, "You are a senior JavaScript developer," you frame the entire conversation. The AI adopts the patterns, the best practices, even the caution of a seasoned pro. Now, that leads us right into rule number 2, which is to be specific and context-rich. And that connects directly to rule number 3, which is to focus on modularity. Just take a look at this instruction here, asking for a function to be pure and have no side effects. That's a perfect example. It's super specific, right? That's rule 2. And that specificity forces the AI to create clean, reusable, testable code, which is the heart of modularity, rule 3. They work together.
Now, for anything that's even a little bit complex, you have to apply rule number 4. Break it down. And here's the trick. Don't ask the AI to build the whole house at once. Ask for the blueprints first. Prompting the AI to outline the steps to build this feature makes it create a logical plan that you can check out and say yes to before it writes a single line of code.
And this brings us to rule number 5, establish a definition of done. This is huge. It means you are never again just accepting a raw chunk of code. Instead, you're telling the AI to deliver the whole package. You specify the file structure, you enforce quality standards like adding comments, and you even make it generate the README. It's the difference between being handed a messy engine and being handed the keys to a brand new car, manual included. All right, theory is great, but let's see how this all clicks together in a real-world scenario. This is where we get to our last and maybe most important rule. Rule number 6. Use advanced prompting techniques. Really, this is just about weaving all those other 5 rules into a single, comprehensive master prompt. And there is no better way to see this than to break down a prompt that was designed to build a pretty complex multi-agent application. And look at that, right off the bat. This is rule 1 in its absolute purest form. We're not just asking for code, we're hiring a very specific expert, a senior Python developer who knows multi-agent systems, knows Llama, and knows the Crew AI framework. This sets the stage for incredibly high-quality, relevant code. Now, this is a perfect demonstration of Rule 2. Be specific and context-rich. Vague requests get vague results, right? Well, this is the exact opposite. The prompt clearly states the goal, a 3-agent system. It specifies the exact architecture and tools to use. It even defines the final output format. There's no guesswork left for the AI. It's pointed directly at the solution you want. And here it is, our plan-first approach from Rule 4, live in action. The prompt explicitly tells the AI to outline these 5 steps before writing the code. This makes sure the entire project has a solid foundation right from the start. You can see the whole roadmap from initial setup all the way to the final application logic. And here's our definition of done from Rule 5, put into practice. The prompt demands modular code in separate files. It requires quality checks like doc strings and comments, and it insists on a full README file for documentation. This is exactly how you get the AI to deliver a complete, professional, ready-to-use project. So, as we start to wrap up, I want you to just take a step back and think about what this really means. Mastering these techniques, it's not just about getting better code snippets, it's about fundamentally upgrading your role as a developer. It's your new superpower. So here's the main takeaway, the thing to remember. Your value as a developer is shifting. The most important skill is no longer just knowing syntax inside and out. It's your ability to design strong systems and to communicate that design clearly. You're the architect, the AI is your incredibly talented, incredibly fast construction team. Which kind of leaves us with one last big question to think about. As these tools get even better, is the future of software development less about the raw act of creating code and more about the art of communication? Let us know what you think. Thanks for tuning in.